you didn't notice, but I don't know if you know. S.I.A.T did her own hair.
Cap.
I swear on my mama, she did her own hair. She confirmed that earlier.
To do it myself.
With them two,
That
with them
box
two hands
face.
you got right there attached
Yes.
to you.
I do other people's hair too.
You do hair?
I'm a barber.
You're a barber?
Yes.
Oh, so you can do my
And a
my
braider,
hair
and
a
I do
taper.
locks. I can do all of it. Yeah, you don't got to go to 2 different people. But I ain't gonna be doing hair for much longer, I'm sure. But
And then
yeah,
I was gonna say, then you hop on
It's my day
stage and
job.
then like, what the heck? Okay,
Yeah.
no. I'm glad you snuck that
This a
in.
new hairstyle for him, though.
a little twist.
This is the first
I
time
like
I ever
those.
did this. My
They
bad.
look nice.
You fuck with it?
Yeah, it's
You
new.
look like he finna say, do we have a
Problem. He said, don't be a menace. I think it was you who said that last night. That's the first thing he said last night when he seen me. And one, man, no cap. No cap.
Man.
It's
Hell
all right,
yeah.
though. I'm going to make it rock till I can't, though.
But
No, it's good.
How long you been a barber for? Or just been a hairstylist and been in that game in general?
I went to hair school straight out of high school. Because I just knew the type of person I am. I wasn't really a college person. I tried college. I tried to do all that. I just wanted to take art classes. And I'm like, that ain't going to work, right? I'm going to run out of credits for art, and I'm going to have to, like, do general ed. And I didn't want to do that.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
So we're around the same age. But in general, our parents are not, when they hear art, they're really like, come on.
Starving artists.
You better go
Yeah.
get some money. You know what I'm talking about? And
Yeah.
make it happen.
Look, I actually, you see this little face tattoo? I used to work at In-N-Out for like 3 years, and one day I literally we can get into it. I'm gonna repeat it for the interview because it's fucking tight.
We live.
But we're live right now. Oh,
Come
let's
on, we
pop in. I'll see
live.
y'all.
For
I get stuck on the
sure.
tree.
I was going to say,
Okay,
thank you to y'all for accepting the
Look, I'm right here.
Thank you.
It feels so organic. It just, I
Hey,
couldn't
that's
even
what we
tell.
are. You know what I'm saying? This is a conversation. We just turned the
that's
camera on.
awesome. Yeah, so when I worked at like all these like little jobs and stuff, I didn't want to show up, and it's not because like I couldn't do the work. I didn't like it. So I went and got a face tattoo. My mom was like, what are you gonna do? You got a face tattoo? And I said, Mom, I will never work somewhere that I can't have this. Watch. And here I am. So.
Getting paid.
Yeah.
And working.
Yes.
Legit paycheck. Here you go. Here's a check.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I
run
mean?
my own business.
Say
So-
that. Say that. That's respect.
I run my
That's
own
respect.
business.
Was that an ambition you felt like you had to prove when you got it? Like, because I mean, you knew once it came that there was going to be the repercussions of you can't go do this now and this and that. Was that something that drove you a little bit more now?
A little bit, but also like it kind of like I already decided. So even if like I didn't feel like I had anything to prove, I was like, no, I'm doing it. And it was more so to keep me from ever having to go back to that type of thing. So I have to like go and do something else. Like I'm gonna make it work regardless. I have to, you know?
Right.
So it was kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like that type of thing. I guess like it made it so I didn't have a choice. So I took away my options.
When did you actually break into the music industry?
Okay,
Like,
so
what made you want to break into it also?
right. Okay, so I don't come from music like that. Like I didn't like grow up really like I kind of grew up like singing like little stuff, but I would do like little talent shows when I was a kid and stuff. But I don't come from like a musical family. But I've always been an artist. Like I used to paint and sculpt and do all types of stuff, hair obviously. And like I felt like I tried everything. Like I was making clothes, I was sculpting, I was doing makeup. I was a makeup artist for a while. I was like a really, really crazy good painter when I was like in high school and stuff. So I felt like I tried all these arts and I was like, I never tried to make no music before. I never tried no thing. So one day I got like a fire under myself or something. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna do all this stuff. And I like completely like just, I'm gonna figure myself out. And I just wrote a song one day. And like the first song I wrote was okay. And then I wrote another song and I was like, okay. And then I wrote Come Over. And I was like, I think I'm onto something, right?
You might be somewhere.
Yeah, I was like, this isn't normal. Like, I shouldn't be able to just come up with this. So that's kind of like what really got it started is I wrote that. And then like, you know, I was starting out with like YouTube beats and stuff. So scrolling on YouTube for hours and finding the same beat with the same guitar in the beginning all the time until I stumbled across like a beat by this dude named S.P. Anonymous. And I was like, huh.
Who the
And I
fuck
was
is that
listening
guy?
to right. I was like, who is this man? So I was listening to the beat and I remember it like it was yesterday. Like I was in my room. It was dark. The only light I had was the TV and like the cover art or like the, you know, the snippet for like the YouTube video to show like the music type thing. So the thumbnail. And I was looking at it and I remember just like coming up with like melodies and stuff. And then like out of nowhere, I don't know why I had all this confidence. I just wrote my first song like a couple days ago. I emailed him and I was like, hey, I'm da-da-da-da-da. You should fuck with me because I'm going to do some dope shit. Like, I just know I am. Like, I just have a feeling. And he was like, okay, cool. Well, we'll see type thing. Like, it was nice. And I was like, okay. So I sent him come over. And he was like, all right, cool. And I was like, I'm writing a song to this. I'm going to send it to you when I'm done. And I did. And then, like, after that, I remember he called me. He was like, we could do this, you doing this. We should. Then it just kept going.
He's running with it. At this
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, he believed.
Oh, yeah, you believe in me,
Okay.
huh?
Yeah, it was
You got to
cool.
see the vision to believe the vision.
Exactly.
I think that's perfect time, JG. I said, who we got in the studio today, JG? I said, we got the one and only S.I.A.T, stuck in a tree. If you don't know,
Great segue.
Sacramento's finest. Hold on, gotta clear my throat.
Great
you
segue,
good?
dog.
Been a
Go
long
ahead.
day.
Come on, Jay.
Oh,
Come
good,
on, you
long
know
day.
what's
Come
up,
on, do
S.I.A.T, how you doing? Say, if
I'm
you want to
doing
let the
great.
people know where you coming out of, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
What you represent, what you got going
Yeah,
on.
my name is Sia, aka Stuck in a Tree, aka Bumblebee Shotty, because I'm a grown-ass woman, ain't no flower child. I'm from Sacramento, California. That's where
Hell
I like
yeah.
originate. That's where I started making my music at. You know, I make feel-good music, slap show music, you know,
A vibe.
spiritual music that
Facts.
slaps. It's a vibe.
Facts.
A vibe.
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie. A vibe. Every
Heck
time
yeah.
I hear her shit, bro, JG, I ain't gonna cap, bro. I be feeling myself. I be like, hold on. Hold on. I'm
Especially
feeling
that
Thank
stuck
you.
in
it's
a tree.
lively.
Stuck in a tree.
I'm
Stuck in a
like,
tree.
Yeah, that's a vibe itself.
Yeah, the name
you know?
is so funny. It's Stuck in a Tree.
Let's get into
That's
it.
awesome.
Where did coming from Blowing Smoke, our audience, if they
Hmm.
never heard of you, what does S.I.A.T stuck in the tree mean?
Okay, so See Y'all Stuck in a Tree really is like,
Yeah, okay.
it's my artist state is what I would consider it. I've been called Stuck in a Tree since my junior year of high school because I used to like you guys know like EDM music.
Yeah.
So I used to
Of
be a
course.
shuffler. Like I was like a pretty like there's a whole community for shuffling, right? So I was like traveling, shuffling. I was on a shuffle crew called Star 67 in like LA, which they're big. Like it was in the scene and like for what it was, like it was a big deal. So I've been called Stuck in a Tree for so long. And then it kind of just stuck. And really, it came from my art class because my art teacher, he was kind of crazy. Shout out, Mr. Stevens. He like named all the different tables after animals. So if you were at the dragon table, you were badass. You know, if you're at the tiger table, all this. He put my ass at the squirrel table.
Wait. So you telling me
Oh,
he ranked y'all?
How badass is
He
a
ranked
squirrel?
He ranked
And
y'all.
yeah, he
as
told us
ki-
right away. He's like, I pick favorites.
Like
And I was
you're
like,
trash.
Okay.
You're
Yeah, there was like
over.
the turtle table. There was the blue diamonds, which were the trouble kids. I was at the squirrel table because he thought I was squirrely. So I kind of just called myself Stuck in a Tree, and that's where it started. And it was like when Instagram first started popping, like everyone was
Wow.
getting their Instagrams. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna make myself an Instagram, and I just called myself Stuck in a Tree, and like it stuck. And like I've had the Instagram that I have right now since high school. I've had it for a long time, but recently it started growing. But yeah, so I was sat at the squirrel table. That's where it came
Side
from.
note, was it always, I mean, obviously it wasn't, but like, what was the beginning content you were pushing on Stuck in a Tree? Was it?
I was just shuffling. I was
Yeah.
making shuffle videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really all it was. I wasn't really doing nothing too fancy or nothing like
Yeah.
that. But I mean, yeah, I was showing like I was more of a dancer at the time. So that's kind of what I was doing. And like that was my audience. Like I had a big shuffling fan base. Like it's crazy. I still get messages of people being like, when are you gonna shuffle again? I'm like, that's a good question.
Shuffle on the iTunes.
What is shuffling?
It's like a dance. It's a dance. It's almost like it's hard to explain, but it's major cardio. Like it's a mix of Running Man and like different types
Yes,
of like
now that
footwork.
type. I'm
Yeah,
washed.
it's like it's a type of
Wow.
dance.
I'm washed.
Oh,
It's all
watch, my
good.
boy.
Fuck me. I'm sorry. No, they've been gassing me all day.
You're
talking
good.
about
It's all good.
So
But
yeah,
yeah.
the dance shuffle.
It was dancing, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much where it derives from. But yeah, that's where like Stuck in a Tree really came from was like my art class. And then one day, actually it was when I was recording Come Over. Like the first time I ever recorded it, it's not where I ended up at finishing the actual song. I ended up going to like a different place. But the first place I went to record it, because you know, I'm wet behind the ears. I'm new. I don't know like good studios or nothing like that. I'm just like, oh, you can record me? I'm sliding, you know, like I want to do this.
Yeah.
So I told the people like, oh, my name is Stuck in a Tree. And they abbreviated it to S.I.A.T, right? Because at first I wasn't S.I.A.T. I was just Stuck in a Tree. And they abbreviated it. And I was like, okay. And then someone comes in the room and they're like, oh, S.I.A.T, that's a cool name. And I was like, who's S.I.A.T? Oh, I'm S.I.A.T. And I was like, I like that.
Right.
I ain't gonna
So
lie,
I
that
kept
shit
it.
fit.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute.
No way.
Yeah, it just was random. I had no idea like what I was really creating.
But
I
like-
didn't know.
I like how, in a sense, your name wasn't something that you designed. It was something that was not given. It was given to you because you didn't come up with the acronym. You came
No.
up with the name.
I had
You know
the
when
name.
you do save
know what I
as
mean?
Yes.
on iMac? You save as, you try to just abbreviate whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's pretty much what he did. He didn't want to type it out. He's like S.I.A.T.
But it worked. I just
Yeah.
like when rappers get their like their name from something else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You still came up with it, but I like how it came to the acronym has a
Right.
story. I love how it
It's
came.
so cool. I was
Yeah.
like, whoa. Like I was like, that's me. I'm S.I.A.T. Like it dawned on me. I was like, what? Like I had like a explosion. I couldn't believe it.
So that was a fast forward moment to like when you came up with, you know, your first major hit, in my opinion. Major hit.
With what, Stay in My Lane? Or are you talking about Come
Stuck
Over?
in the Tree.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that song. But it
Yes.
also came up with your name too. But I'm saying.
Absolutely.
But when it comes down to you starting out your career path,
Mhm.
I have to take it back a little bit more further than that.
Go ahead.
Where does this music come from? Like, where does it you actually saying like I'm gonna go to the booth? Were you in choirs? Like, did you grow up in?
No. Like I said, I ain't from no music, nothing. I just one day was like, I haven't tried music yet. And I just tried it. And then all of a sudden I was just, I don't know. I was like, man, I should have been doing this my whole life. But then I wouldn't be making the music I'm making if I'd been doing it my whole life. You know what I mean?
Now, sitting in the booth in there for your first time, like it was just through your exposure, hearing the songs that you put out.
Mm-hmm.
But what made you want to keep going?
What made me really want to keep going is that like I was just naturally good at it. Like something said to me like it's not normal for you to like be good at this, because there's people that you know have done music their whole life and are not doing this, and you just decided one day in your mom's living room, I'm gonna write a song. Like that to
That's
me
what I
stood out to myself. I shocked myself. I was like, whoa, because that's happened to me a lot with art. Like when I came into painting, all of a sudden I was just a good painter. And like when I was a kid, like I could draw better before I could even write and stuff. So like art just always came easy to me. So in my head, I was like, I'm gonna try all the arts because nothing stuck for me yet. And then music like stuck for me. I was like, okay, I
Transition.
found it.
Well, it's just being a creative in general.
Mhm.
You're seeing yourself being creative. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You're sticking out of this world. I feel like you're that sore thumb that what this world is not supposed to be,
You
right?
feel me?
Nah,
That's
I
kind of
feel
how
you.
I feel sometimes.
Is-
I'm like, what
is-
am I doing here?
Is music expressing that way though?
I would say so, because it's like music is an expression in a way that I feel, because you know I've tried many arts, they don't compare to it. Like it's a full outer body experience. Like it takes emotion, it takes like action, it takes like psychology, it takes a lot of different stuff to create this. And then having my other like artist backgrounds, now I'm able to have like a creative vision. I'm able to have like input on colors and like style and design and all this because I have that like on my back now. So it's like it's opened an avenue for me where I'm able to use all these talents that would have just been throwaways for something. But it's like something bigger.
It's like
you
a
know?
collaboration all into one.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna
It's
lie.
super
I
cool.
feel like, I mean, you can confirm this. You don't do many interviews or conversations. You know, this is
Yeah.
us right
This
here.
is new.
This is new for you, right? So I feel like we gotta do our due diligence and necessarily just dive deep. We like to dive deep. We like to think more than the outside looking in. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I gotta know, like, what does S.I.A.T's morning routine look like? I've been following you. You know what I mean? I see your vibe and what you do.
Mhm.
You're happy.
I am.
You're letting the world carry you, but necessarily in your own way and how you are. Like how does that morning routine when you wake up? What does that look like?
Okay, so I didn't always have a morning routine, right? Of course not. That's why
Okay.
it's, you know, you create your morning routine. So starting out like now, when I wake up, first thing I do, TikTok, of course. I go check comments. I go look at things. I go look at the people that are supporting me while I sleep, pretty much. And I go, you know, do what I have to do because that's part of my job. Then I get up. I like to drink my coffee, eat a banana, and then
You drink
I go.
coffee?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like coffee.
you're a caffeine person?
I do.
Are you a
I
caffeine
do.
person? I've been wanting to get into you because people at work
Yeah.
been trying to get me on the caffeine. Like I can't do it, bro.
I love tea though.
I love tea. It's not even really like the caffeine part. It's kind of more like it's kind of just in me. Like I watched my mom like every morning she has her coffee, she does this, and then she goes about her day and does all this stuff. So it's kind of just like it's a comfit almost. Because I could go without
Are
it.
you
Emil,
a
is that a
Starbs type?
cultural
Like, I
thing?
had to wake up and go to Starbs. Are you one of them?
Starbs?
Yeah.
What does that mean? What's starbs?
Starbs.
Is that the coffee?
She
Is that the
clowning
coffee
you,
brand?
wash.
Starbs. Why nobody say Starbs no more? Starbucks?
Dang. No.
You don't go to Starbucks?
He said,
I like
"What
my coffee at home.
Stars?"
I make home coffee.
That's
But
lit.
some,
Keurig cups or? in the-
yeah, we got a Keurig.
Yep.
Yeah, but I
Keurig.
mean, I'll do like the classic pot of coffee too. But Keurig's it's easy. I mean, I'll get Starbucks sometimes, but I go get like it's called I think it's called a sick tea or a medicine bomb. But it's like a tea for when you're sick. It's good for your throat. So sometimes I'll go get a tea if I'm going to Starbucks at all. That's about it.
But the tea is actually called a medicine bomb.
Medicine bomb or sick tea. It's got two different names. Anytime I go and I ask for a sick tea, they tell me medicine bomb. Then I ask for medicine bomb, they tell me sick tea. So
And
I don't know.
It bounces you back.
I mean, not even just bounces me back. It's like being a singer and like being an artist and stuff, like you got to take care of your vocals. So like the tea is warm, it's nice, like it's soothing, and like you said, like tea's like get you going, like it's just nice. Yeah. But yeah, I do the coffee, and sometimes I'll do tea too, and then I will go for like 2 to 3 mile run, fast walk, whatever, some type of cardio. I try to, even like if I can't run that day, I try to at least do 10,000 steps a day, and then after that, I usually come home and I either,
I'm trying to figure out how you, like, what the hell is, I'm sorry, but like, that's a lot. But like,
it's the equivalent of running like 3 miles, pretty much. It's the equivalent. If you do 10,000 steps a day, even if it's just walking, like it's the equivalent of doing 3 miles a day.
Damn.
Yeah.
And that's what you would aspire to do every day.
Yes.
You don't do
I do my absolute best.
Right?
Gotcha.
You ain't doing any in the Air Forces, right?
No.
Okay.
No, not in the Air Force.
You wear like an Apple Watch or anything?
No.
So how you doing 3 miles?
I got an app on my phone.
Yeah. You tapped in, y'all.
I got an app. Yeah. But yeah, I'll do that. And then, of course, I come up with ideas for TikTok and different stuff like that. Practice, try to sing, just try to be creative. I have a journal that I'll write in. And if like, sometimes I'll create little songs in my head. So I'll write them down as a poem and then draw like a picture with it just to stay creative and things like that. But like, that's like my typical day if I'm not doing other stuff.
I've never heard that little, you have a poem, write a picture to stay creative, stay to the subject.
Exactly.
In a sense, okay.
Because some people are like visual. I'm a visual person. Like I learn, like, so the best way I can explain it is like IKEA. A lot of people can't look at those pictures and build something. Those pictures save my life. You write down the instructions, I can't do it.
You said IKEA, right?
IKEA, because like when you build stuff, all they show you is pictures. I'm a visual person, so when I see pictures and stuff, like I just get it. My brain like clicks it together.
Oh, my mama, I just went to an IKEA store out in LA, and I was able to see all the pre kitchens, pre rooms, and all
the little stuff.
I'm like,
so
I
cool.
want it just like that.
Yeah,
get that real quick.
They show you how to do your studio, like all that.
Right,
it's so
right,
cool.
right.
It's so cool. Yeah, it's awesome. But yeah, those pictures, like I'm a visual person. I'm a visual learner. So and very hands on too. Like I can watch someone, like how I learned how to do like braiding my own hair and stuff. I watched a YouTube video. Like I saw how they do it. I saw how they place their hands, and I like all those minute details. And I was like, oh, okay, I got it. And then I just did it. So like,
what do you prefer more, being a barber or doing more so hairstylist?
Honestly, I like to do locks the most.
Yeah,
I really enjoy doing locks. Yes,
really,
because it's like a lot of people when they come in, not only do they take pride in their locks, and like a lot of people don't like to go to different people because like it's energy, So being able to like take someone and whatever chaos they got going on, because they be grown out,
It's
and then
chaos.
Getting it back to like how they look, and then them leaving feeling good and seeing like the hair's clean and all that. Like I take pride in that. I enjoy that a lot.
That's respect, because that's what.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, because a lot of people. Yeah, no.
They just. I think
yeah, so you get it.
No, I take time. We're gonna oil the sky. We washing the hair. We're doing everything. We're gonna watch a movie. Like
we gonna watch a movie.
Yeah,
to get
that's
your
a
hair
vibe,
right,
bro.
Yeah.
That's a vibe.
That's what I'm talking about, though. For real.
Mm-hmm.
What
No, you good. You got it.
What was the transition like really for you? Like if that's something that you do for a hobby, and this is what you do for a hobby also, I just want to know what made you want to actually do that one instead of this one.
The hair one
versus music.
So I did the hair first.
What made you want to stop it?
I
know I might.
Well,
be
I still
kinda-
do it. I'm still doing it.
I'm sure you dibble and dabble, because with that career, it's you can do it when you want.
Yeah. Well, right now, like music doesn't take up all of my time yet. Like it takes up a lot of time, but not to the point where I can't get my ass up and go to work.
Right.
So being in a creative environment like that and working and stuff still, it like I'm good right now.
Sure?
I appreciate it. Yeah, just for a moment. But it kind of fuels what I gotta do, because like, I mean, it might look like I'm going crazy, and I am, but like I still gotta go to work. I still gotta take care of stuff. I still got responsibilities, and like I don't know. I think it's like it builds character too.
Right. No, it definitely does. At the end of the day, the money coming in, because people still still see you on YouTube at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But it still understands like, I gotta pay these bills at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Somebody want to get their hair done.
And I don't want to use all of like my earnings from like making this beautiful ass music to go to my bills. That's not what it's for. It's for music bills. It's for furthering and progressing what we're doing.
I just like to highlight the avenues that you're able to achieve, because when it comes down to females, at the end of the day, like some of them they stick to the 9 to 5s, but I feel like at the end of the day, you want to pick that up with your other avenues that you have. You will be able to pick up a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
But you still have 2 other avenues that you're braiding hair, doing hair,
yes,
and what I'm saying, making great music.
Thank you.
And these are some things that you're all hands on with. You're making sure that when I do this is going to come out A1. When I do this is going to come out A1. And it's just something that I feel like needs to be highlighted when it comes down to being a female. But I want to be able to say, where does it come from? Is that something that you picked up on yourself? Or is that something in your household? Let's say your mother or your grandmother. Where does that come from, being so strong suited in your avenues?
So I grew up like around working people. Like I always saw like, you know, my parents, they get up, if they do anything, they going to work, they handling it. And my mom instilled in me, like I've been working since I was 15. Like she was instilled in me, like you, not necessarily like you have to have a job, but like you have to, you know, have like independence. You have to have, what's it called, like responsibilities and things like that, and like going to work and things like that. Like it builds you up in a way. Like it makes yeah, exactly. It's like it's important. So then it's like, not to say that like sometimes I don't goof off and like don't always like prioritize, but having that knowledge and stuff, it brings me right back. I'm like, okay, nah, I gotta go handle this. So it's like it was instilled in me, and like subconsciously just seeing everyone around me do it, I'm like, okay, like if I feel like, you know, to sit at home all day, I get restless. I feel like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. So I'm like, let me go, I need to do something type shit. Yeah. And even when I don't do stuff, like I could feel like, my manager finna call me soon. I'm like, I need to do this. Like I could feel it. I'm like, I'm not doing it right.
What might it be though? Because you already got the music put out. So what else might you need to do in that day? What might that be?
Well, I'm an independent artist, so I gotta make sure I'm promoting myself, and as well, like not just promoting myself. Like I've created a job for myself through TikTok. People have expressed to me how healing my music is, what it does for them, things like that. So I have another job to the people. I have a responsibility.
Right.
So it's like, not only just for me and what I'm doing, but like people are counting on me each day to wake up and be like, okay, I get this message from S.I.A.T today, or I'm listening to this song, or I'm waiting for S.I.A.T's post today. I get a lot of comments like that of people being like, I've been waiting for your post all day, girl. Like, I got a job to do, you know? So it's cool.
Do you feel it started where you started this music shit was always just being a creative, you adventuring off and starting off. I didn't expect to be that pressure, right? So like, do you feel the pressure of that sometimes where you have to necessarily cater to that?
Sometimes, but I wouldn't call it pressure. I would call it more like responsibility. You know what I mean? Like I'm grateful to have it. And like, you know, just like going forward with it every day, it's like, it doesn't really feel like, I gotta go do this. It's like, I get to go do this. Like, you know?
It's a mindset.
Yeah.
It's a perspective if you really think about it. Because it's like, I could be doing this shit, put my energy to this, but I'm not putting my energy to this.
Exactly. And what's crazy is like, when I was in my mother's room, or in my mother's living room, I did not expect, I'm gonna write this song and go this far. Like, low key, this is an accident. Like this was not the plan. I just wanted to try something.
Interesting.
And like it just kept going, and I kept being shown, because I believe in signs and I believe in the universe, that like, and I believe that like what is meant to be will be, and I always believe that like, that's why I have no real worries, is because I always feel like whatever is gonna happen is supposed to happen the way it's happening. Okay. That's just what it is. So for some reason, this is what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to quit my jobs and quit all this stuff and just like take a break and figure out music. I was just supposed to do this. Yeah. So,
but being that, we take it back, like that sore thumb, like being a personal person, you came in super bubbly, you know what I'm saying? You're here, you know, we feel your energy. Was it always like that, or were you distant? Were you that I'm to myself, Instagram on private possibly? You know what I mean?
No, I've always been a bubbly person. I've always been a very like outgoing, bubbly person. I'm not very shy. Like, don't get me wrong, I am like kind of to myself, depending on what it is. Like I don't like to really like spread my energy out too thin. Although like there was a point in time where I was the opposite, and that's how I learned that like, nah, I can't be doing this. Like I used to be like, I'm just gonna do whatever, hang out, whatever, do all this, and like it didn't work out in those times. So now it's like I see the importance of, you know, maintaining my energy and doing these things, but by no means am I like a shy or like to myself person, and like as far as expressing myself.
What nationality are you?
I'm mixed. I got like Creole. My mom and dad, they got some West African in there. They did an ancestry thing. It didn't say exactly where in West Africa, so I'm just gonna say I got some West African. I don't know if that's correct, but that's in there. I got some like Indian, like Hindu Indian. I got some Scandinavian.
Interesting.
I'm a mix.
You're a mutt.
I am.
Yeah, I am.
Colorful, you know?
When it comes down to like being a female in the industry, how do you how do you deal with like just trying to work with other individuals? So what I can say as far as my example, like when you have to deal with like male to male, like when you know what I'm saying, sometimes it comes out like kind of like you got he fuck with them, I can't fuck with them.
Mm-hmm.
He bang over here, I can't bang with him. You know what I'm saying? How is it with the female industry, and how has that been for you? Just trying to collab with just in general, not even with females, or just in general with people.
So I'm kind of a special case, if that makes sense. I don't deal with none of that. I don't.
That's what I'm talking
That
about.
is not my.
As you
That
should.
is, no respect to anybody or no disrespect to anybody. All respect to everybody. I don't have to deal with those problems. I'm very blessed to not deal with that type of stuff, and I don't necessarily like collab that much right now, just because like I'm still getting myself together and figuring things out. So that's not usually an issue, and I have like a fantastic manager. So like a lot of the times, I'm not having to speak to people directly until it's time. So I feel like I'm very well protected in those ways. And like the type of person I am, like it wouldn't make no sense for someone who, does live that lifestyle to see what I'm doing and everything and then try to bring that to me. Like that don't make sense.
Right.
What do I'm trying to go sniff flowers and sit in the grass. Like, come on.
You can go ahead.
I would say at least you're able to peep the game before it
Yeah.
all goes down at the end of the day, because that's important, especially being in the industry. I just wanted to make sure I got that.
Yeah, I'm not really tied up in stuff like that, thankfully.
But peep it, did you always peep it, or was it taught to you necessarily in the game of like this music industry? And necessarily
I
what it is?
mean, I've always peeped it, but it's different like when it comes to music and stuff like that, So, I mean, over time, like I was taught a lot of things and like, made aware of a lot of things that I didn't necessarily like take into consideration because it was so far from me. But I still have to be aware of different stuff, But
Facts.
like it's kind of more like that type of situation.
Well, speaking on Russell, I know we talked about him off air, like as a prime example of what we say, like that, that unorthodox, like he's showing it that it's like it
Yeah,
doesn't,
he's awesome.
you know what I mean? Like you're
Yeah.
being yourself, like as a person. You say it's business, like he said, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That doesn't,
I
you know
watched
that
that.
exact
Yeah,
same
shout out
clip.
Russell,
It's like
he's
no,
fire.
I'm morals. You know what I'm saying? You
Mhm.
are as a person. Can't say it's business behind that. It's who you are as a person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I
Exactly.
feel you.
I've asked this before, but what's been like the most difficult and or easiest way? Not difficult. What's been the most easiest way to be able to market, you on platforms as far as TikTok, Instagram? You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to figure out what's been working for you in your creative lane as far as getting your music out there.
Honestly, I would say TikTok. Because for a while, yeah, I would say TikTok. Like, I kind of like, at first when I got on it, I didn't really like take it too seriously. Like, it's so funny. A friend of mine, his name is Rob. Shout out Rob. If you watch
Shout
this,
out Rob.
if you're watching it, I love you, Rob. He like one time I was cutting his hair in the shop, and he was just like, "Yo, see, have you heard of TikTok?"
You got bars, see? I'm sorry.
I do got bars.
Do you?
Yeah, I wouldn't lie to you.
Right.
But he was like, "Have you heard of TikTok?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've been seeing it." Da, da, da. He was like, "You need to get on TikTok. If I see you next week and you're not on TikTok, it's gonna be an issue." And so I was like, "Okay." I was like,
Okay, here too.
"No, Rob. He's like a realtor of some like sort. He like sells big buildings and things like that. He's very, very like a guy that you should take his opinion not lightly."
So he's just in the chair, I'm assuming.
He's just in the chair chilling. He's just a long friend of mine that I've had for like many years and just always been like a very like well-rounded person to take advice from.
And a loyal
And
customer.
he's business savvy.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. And a
dope.
loyal customer. So he like just one day was like, "You need to be on TikTok." So then I took some thought into it. Then I went home and I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna make some TikToks." And like I was telling my manager, like, "Oh, TikTok, da da da." He's like, "Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, my daughter has it, whatever." And we were both kind of like, "Oh, okay," about it because we didn't know too much about it at the time. We were over here on, Instagram trying to do different things. Like, so I made like a couple videos just trying it. At first, I like went through TikTok and kind of like studied a little bit and see what people are doing on there. And I'm like, okay, this is what people like. This is like kind of the trend. This is the colors they're using. Okay. So I was like, okay, let me give it a try. And I did. And then first post, it was for Be Honest. And this kind of how like Stay in My Lane blew up. So first post I did Be Honest. And I posted like 3 posts at 10 p.m. And then I didn't look at my phone because I saw people saying that. They're like, "Oh, post and then don't look at it because TikTok wants you on the app," type thing. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. Right. I was like, okay, let me try it. So I did that, and then like the post got like 10K views, and mind you, like I'm new on this.
Wait. So you're saying post the post,
Yes.
but don't look at the post.
At the time, that was like the trend that I saw a lot of people commenting about. They would say TikTok wants you on the app, so they're gonna like try to send you alerts. They're gonna like try to get your attention.
Right.
So I was like, okay, let me try it. And then like it was also a time they were saying like no hashtags and different stuff. So I was like, all right, I don't know nothing, like, but this is what people are
I had
saying.
no idea.
Yeah,
didn't
so
know
I gave
that.
it a try, and my first post got 10K. That like I posted out of the 3, and I was like, okay, cool. And it was for Be Honest. I was like, all right. So then I tried it again the very next night. I wake up, I got 400,000 for Stay in My Lane. I'm getting all these followers, like all this stuff's happening. I was like,
Jeez
I had to call my manager. I
Louise.
was like, SP, Stay in My Lane's blowing up. We might have to drop it soon. Like I didn't
From
know what was
TikTok.
going from TikTok just
Wow.
overnight.
What'd you drop?
I just did like a little video kind of explaining, like it was like a conversation that like if you guys look at some of my TikTok, I'd be having like third person conversation with myself. So I was kind of like having a conversation, but I was singing the lyrics about like a narcissistic relationship, something very relatable, right? And the song kind of like goes into that. And that's kind of like what I was doing with it, and kind of like expressing like, oh, I'm talking to someone who pretty much doesn't coincide with your feelings and things like that. And like just made it into a digestible, entertaining type post. And that, it did great.
Wow.
Now,
Yeah.
I gotta ask,
Wow.
what all went into actually making that video? Was it like super like high quality, or was it like shot on iPhone and you just put it on?
It was on my
out
iPhone.
Let's
You know
talk.
what I
Let's talk.
mean?
Let's talk about the whole track, like just that
yeah.
whole track, staying rolling. You know what I'm saying? That whole thing. What did it take going back from the first studio session? You know what I'm saying? All that.
So funny thing about Stay in My Lane. So before Stay in My Lane, like I had made like a couple, I think maybe like 4 or 5 songs or something like that I had written, maybe not all put out, but like SP, my manager, he sent me the beat, right? And apparently I did not hear it this way, but he was like, oh, this beat's for a different artist. At the time, I think he wanted to like, introduce it to Chris Brown, hopefully, and things like that. Cause it was like kind of like his vibe and stuff. And he was like, pretty much told me like, the type of artist you want to be, like, this is the type of music you should like look into and try to get on. I heard right to this beat. I didn't hear this isn't for you, but check it out, So I wrote to it, and then I sent it to him. And then he was like, a friend of ours at the time, he sent it to him and was like, oh, S.I.A.T wrote to the da-da-da beat. And he was like, what? And he's like, okay, well, let me hear it. And then he was like, oh, whoa. Like, yeah, you did it. It was a hit pretty much. Like, that's kind of like how it happened. Like, and before I wrote it, like, I got out of like a pretty stressful like situation with like, like what I was dealing with. And I wanted to express my feelings in a song. So I just like I just did it. I was just in my car and I just wrote it. Like, I think I wrote it in like 2 days.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and like the first day, like I kind of just came up with all the melodies and stuff first, and then like put words to it. Cause like for some reason, when I write songs, I'll come up with like the ending of what I want to say, and then I backtrack and add the beginning to it.
What was the ending in this situation?
It was kind of like the well, I guess in this one it started at the beginning. Your energy been telling me, and like kind of going into that, but then like eventually, like I kind of came up with the I'm a whole damn vibe, get your mood right, and then like I kind of like had to figure out where to place that in the beat and like different stuff. So it's like when I write, it's very all over the place, but it makes sense to me. So the first day was trying to figure out like, okay, I like this melody, I like this, I kind of like saying this, I like where this is going, this, and then next day I'm like, okay, let me arrange it now. So like that's kind of like how the song even came to be. Like I was just sitting in my car and I just like, I like it, and I just did something, and I was going through it, so it worked out.
I really hope that sounded like a BSP exclusive, Jay.
Yeah, I think it was.
That was like a real breakdown of like.
I
really,
totally think it was.
Like that.
That's what I needed to hear though. Seriously though, because that's a creative style still. And then what about the choreography into the videos? Like, how do you even incorporate that? You know what I'm saying?
Like, like the dance and everything.
Oh,
So,
my mama when that beat hit out.
yeah,
you're bringing back real R&B.
Thank you. We have
That
like
shit,
a
For real.
yeah.
Like for real.
I be
needs
feeling
to be
that way.
needs to be
Yes.
capitalized. Like for real. Who's doing choreography nowadays?
You feel me?
Besides Chris Brown.
Right, but he's killing it. Didn't mean to take the beat.
I don't
Then
know.
you right below him.
I'm gonna be honest. If y'all want to say he's killing it, that last album kind of flopped in my opinion. I don't
Aw.
think he didn't do this
I
thing.
can't have an opinion because I honestly I haven't heard it yet. But
See,
I'll take your word
exactly.
for it.
It flopped. See, she's not listening to it too.
Must have been
No,
a
it's
flop.
all good. It's
Come
all
on.
good. But pretty much where the choreography came from is we have a friend. Her name is Deja. Shout out Deja. She is like a crazy good dancer.
Shout out
Like
Deja.
she was on the I think it was the VMAs with Chloe Bailey.
Oh yeah,
That's how you say her name, right? I just want to make sure. And she like choreographed for a lot of big names and stuff. And she happened to be like a kind of like a more of a family friend with my manager. And he was like, I have this vision. We're gonna have like this dance. It's gonna be 90s. We're gonna like do this, da da da. And she kind of like just overnight was like, okay, here's the dance, and just made it. And then like coming to the video, I had to learn that dance the night before I shot the video.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Oh, wow.
I didn't get days to work on it. Like I had
The
to,
night before.
yeah, I had to do it the night before
Yeah.
on a rooftop in Sacramento at the governor's hotel,
For your,
overlooking the city, learning my damn dance for my damn video. It was
Now,
funny.
that's
What
big.
time
It
did
was
you
so
film
dope.
that
That's
video?
big, but you killed it though, because y'all was
Thank you.
all on point each time. Y'all was picking up y'all legs. Like,
What
the
time was that video filmed? Because the way you sitting in front of the Capitol like that shit is not.
It was a 2-day thing from literally first thing in the morning till night, 2 days straight. So before we even did that dance, I was in a tree a few hours before.
Mhm.
You know what I
Interesting.
mean?
That's in the
Yeah.
video. That's in the
Interesting.
So
video.
like it was like a 2-day thing, start to finish. Like it was all day. All day of
Interesting.
dancing, singing, different scenes, do this, you know, act like this, move like this, do your makeup like this, like all of that. Like it was a whole thing. And I thought it was like really awesome because that's my first and only video, you know? So like that experience, like it really made me feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So that was like another thing that gave me like motivation. I like,
Reassuring moment.
I'm doing this right now. It was crazy.
I love that. I love that you brought that up though, because I mean, SP kind of brought it up when we were talking off camera, but like the unorthodox style you're bringing to this game.
Thank you.
You know, you would only drop one video.
Yeah, I only got one video.
Just
That's
with
it.
Mamie.
If we can't say like what was the numbers you did on that video, so that way we can, you know,
I believe it's at 500,000 right now.
you had $500,000 for that
600,000.
600,000 guys. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is legit. You know what I'm saying? That's but
Real numbers.
You have to be able to big that up. I mean, not big up, but like you have to be able to like say that for sure. Like I'm not saying walk around with a T-shirt like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm almost at 1 million.
Yeah.
But it's like you got to represent that because at the end of the day, like coming from anybody coming from anywhere, but it's like
Mhm.
coming from where you come from, like who does that? Give me a name.
I don't know too many.
Say
Right.
yours though.
S.I.A.T.
Okay.
S.I.A.T.
That's what I'm trying to emphasize. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
hard,
That's
bro.
real.
Appreciate that. Thank
That's
you.
real.
That's hard. When you daydream, what is something that like what's the first thing that comes to mind when you want to accomplish? Like when
Honestly, when I daydream a lot,
hold on, pause. I feel like you're the type to take shrooms. See that? Do you take shrooms?
I've dabbled before.
Dabbled?
Yeah, I've dabbled.
Okay. So when you daydream,
Mhm.
what's that? What do you see? You know what I mean?
Honestly, I think a lot about like what type of performer I'm going to be, like what I'm going to progress into. And then I also think about like the different ways that I'm going to be able to, like reach out and like touch people in a way, like through it be healing or through it be like discussion or through it be like just seeing me do my thing. Like it's inspiring, you know? So that's things that I really think about is kind of just being like an inspiration because I'm honestly an inspiration to myself. Like I didn't mean to do this. So I'm like, what if there's someone else out there that like hasn't like figured out what they want to do yet and all they have to do is just try something, you know? So like being able to say that like that's what worked for me. Maybe there's someone out there that like is like, well, maybe that'll work for me. And like just, just try it.
What's been between the dibbles and dabbles, you got weed, alcohol, shrooms, whatever it might be that's not the norm.
What's gonna be drugs for?
What's been your best experience?
I would say weed.
Yeah.
I like weed. Yeah, cause like
I got tree in the back.
If
If
you
you
into
hear
that,
that,
yes. Cause it's
Come
like
on,
it puts
bro, I'm a
you
fan
in
for
like a
real.
vibe, And like I used to like smoke way too much, so it's like it took so much to even get me into like any type of state to like really tap into it. And now like I've cut back a lot. So when I do smoke, I usually am trying to write and stuff, and I'm like crazy inspired. I'm like, I got all the juice now, because it's like it's a different experience. I've taken the time to like really use it in a way that's beneficial for me.
Right.
And so, yeah, I would say weed is probably like my favorite experience.
What do you actually do in your hard times when you actually, shoot, like can't come up with an actual lyric, like can't come up with an actual hook, How are you able to concentrate again when you're frustrated in the booth?
In the booth?
Yeah, or
Okay.
actually in the booth, yeah, because
In the booth?
What do they call that though? They call that something?
Like writer's block.
Writer's
or artist
block.
Honestly, I write and do all my stuff before I go into the booth. So a lot of times when I'm having trouble with is sometimes I can't hit something exactly how I want to or portray like a certain emotion. And that's due to like sometimes my lack of practice for going in, or sometimes it's due to like psychology. Like I just wasn't mentally preparing myself yet. So I either just keep trying and working through it, or, you know, I chop it up and move on to the next part until I can come back type thing. So
Say project, come back.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Try not to like over exert myself and then get to the point where now I'm just frustrated and I can't lay anything down. So
Who are
like that.
I feel like you're a big energy person.
I am. Yeah, I'm very sensitive.
How are you with balancing your energies? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you allow people in?
Mhm.
Are you open to new energies? Are you?
Depends on the energy.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, like I mean, I'm open to. You got good energy. You got good energy. I'm open to it. And like, if you're not, like, I can usually feel that pretty quick now. Like, I wasn't always like this. Like I said, it took me a minute to like be around the wrong people to be like, oh, okay, that's what that is. Like, I don't like that. We're gonna love you from a distance, you know.
Nah.
So yeah, I'm very sensitive to it. But you know, if you got good energy, you got good energy. It's like it's no doubt.
No, that's serious because it's infectious for real.
You could tell, you know, right off the bat, like if you're in
Easy.
tune with yourself in that way, you know, and with other people.
Like you can be attracted to some great fucking energy, you know what I'm saying? But you also could be dormanted by some terrible energy as well.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what I mean? It
important.
could take you down quick too.
Yes.
That's just crazy.
top 5 female artists you've looked up to in your lifetime?
Erykah Badu.
Interesting.
Tina
A
Marie.
vibe.
I do really like Kali Uchis. I like her older stuff. She's gone more into like the Latin side, but like when I was first starting out in music, I really liked her. Like I just liked her sound. I liked the vibe. I liked what she was talking about. I liked her whole aesthetic and things like that. And then I also really liked. Not many people know her, but I Am DDB. I believe she's from like the UK, but she was like a really cool kind of like jazzy like artist to me. And like not to say that she has like any like crazy like incredible music that like people would look at and say like, oh, this is a hit type thing, but her creativity enough kind of inspired me when I first started making music for sure. And it kind of inspired Come Over and things like that. And I would say my fifth one, that's a hard one. I really like
She ain't singing wooty wooty wooty.
I think I missed number 2 though. I ain't gonna cap.
No, she
oh,
said
you
it.
missed number 2? I said
Erykah
Erykah Badu.
Badu.
I said Tina Marie.
Tina Marie.
Yep. I Am DDB, Kali Uchis. And then my fifth one, that's kind of hard. Honestly, I'm starting to like take a liking to like I didn't listen to Left Eye's music too much growing up, but like I got kind of put onto her more through my manager and like expressing different things. Like not that I didn't listen to her or anything, but I wasn't really paying attention like that.
At that time.
So
Yeah.
like because I'm trying different styles and different stuff like that, I really like her vibe and like what she was doing. So I'm really into like kind of like older artists. A lot of like my favorite like music is like oldies and like Isley Brothers and like different
That's
stuff like in
good.
that realm, you know?
That's real music.
Yeah, I love it. I grew up on it.
Right. You said to that sign right there, the real MCs. You know what I'm saying? That we just hung up. No, but that's kind of a question I had.
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Sorry. Everybody in the room gets it. But,
You'll see when you see it.
Damn.
But no, real
It's all
shit,
good.
like that's something I kind of had, like new faces, energy. How open are you to new information? Like, are you absorbent to it, or are you more so neglected to it? You know what I mean?
No, I love new information.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
kind
willing
of,
to
like-
learn? You know what I mean? Is
Yeah,
it one of them
I
ones?
absorb it like whether I want to or not. Like I just do. Like I'm just like that. Like even if like sometimes it seems like I'm not listening, I go back and I think about it. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now. This, and this. So like sometimes in the moment, like the way my mind works, like I might look like I'm spacing out and not like really paying attention to this new information if it doesn't seem like it's intriguing me right away. But a lot of times I'll go back and I'm thinking about it kind of like all night. Like, okay, why was this brought up? Why are we talking about this? Especially my manager. He like puts me on to new stuff all the time. And sometimes at first I'll be like, what are you talking about? And then after a while I'm like, oh, okay, that's what he's talking about. So yeah.
Managers managers most of the time always know what's best.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, she said it a couple times now. I mean, that relationship, you and SP, how did that come about? You guys built that relationship. Where'd that come from?
Honestly, just like over time, like when I first like started making music, like I said, I don't really come from it or anything like that. He like trusted in me enough to be like, okay, try this beat. All right, try this. All right, try this. So eventually we built a trust. I trusted that like he kind of knew what I could do or what is possible for me. And then I slowly was like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. Cause like I wouldn't be doing all this if I wasn't being put on to different stuff and being like, not necessarily forced, but pushed in a direction to try different things.
Right.
You know? So it kind of helped develop me as like an artist as well. So like it really stemmed from that, to be honest. Like that's what really solidified like the relationship we have, where it's like the trust to like grow together and build what we're building and stuff like that. And like, you know,
How do you plan to, I mean, how hands on are you with, you know what I'm saying, your growth as an artist? You know what I'm saying? You have your manager, you have whom else that you be able to go to, be able to rely on other than
when it comes to music, like honestly, like I said, I don't really have too many music like people around me. I have just like my manager really for like that aspect. So, and he's put me onto all types of stuff. Like I'll be listening to Chopin and like, you know, different like Horowitz. I really like him. He's a pianist who like he's incredible.
Yeah, this highlight this. Shout out your manager literally said, shout out SP. This man plays the piano?
Yeah, he's a classical pianist.
Yes.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
do you play the piano?
Not yet.
You said he's putting you on, so you
Not
do
yet.
plan to?
I have like whole piano and like arrangements and like different symphony playlists that
Any
I listen to when I
instruments?
sleep. I used to play the trumpet. I was a first chair trumpet player in sophomore year, and like I couldn't even read music. I just knew how to do it. I just did it. It's another one of those things I just tried.
But it's
Like-
interesting because you talk about the creative, like painting. How do you feel that has expanded to what you are able to be, who you are today?
Cause it's taking an idea. Cause like I didn't just get a canvas and start painting. Like my art teacher was very, very like detailed with how we did it. So first, come with your idea, you write down a quick little sketch. Second, you go and research other artists that are doing what you're trying to do, and it's called a reference for overall look. So it's like, if I want to draw hands, I'm not just gonna sit here and draw a hand real quick. I'm gonna go find an artist that draws the style of hands that I want and kind of imitate the style to make sure that it makes sense in a way. And then I put my flair on it. So then after that, then you draw the actual picture of the painting and taking all those references and making all that, and then you paint it. So it's kind of taking an idea, working through it, building it, and he would make us write a concept for what it means, and then putting that onto a painting. So that like ties into like my everyday life, because I take an idea, I process it, I put it onto paper, and then I put it out type
Oh my
thing,
God.
you know? So it's a process, you know?
God.
It's a whole thing. Yeah,
Bruh.
I wasn't just getting up like, I'm just going to paint today. Like,
No, what I want to
There's a science.
bring back out of that is when you're not Googling, but researching the individual that makes the hand, you're not just looking at the final product of the hand,
No.
you're actually getting a breakdown of how they did the hand.
Well, a lot of artists, unfortunately, you're not able to get that breakdown. That takes the artist's mind to look at it and be like, okay, this hand has like a blue tone to it. Did they start with a base coat of a dark blue first?
Yep.
And then start to add the skin tones on top of it?
Is it written description or is it, picture description?
No, it's a picture. Like you just go look at someone else's painting that has the same idea or close to what you're trying to do.
Final product of it.
Yes.
And then you pull apart from that final
I take
product.
pieces. Yes.
Oh,
I could take
God.
like a painting
Oh,
and be
God.
like, I like these eyes. I want these eyes.
Yeah.
Or I can take like a whole picture and be like, I like the way that door frame is. I want that door frame for my painting.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's like taking those little details. So then I'm able to apply that into like other things, because I'm able to peer into like, okay, what am I actually looking at? I'm able to like dial into like little things.
What's been your most, what's my right word? What's been your most proudful?
Like moment?
No, not moment. Canvas or painting. There we go.
Okay, so I have this one painting. Oh my god. Okay, this one's like really awesome.
I got a
She's
good question. I got a good question.
She's
So I got
excited.
this one painting, and honestly, the reason why this one is like so important to me, because I really feel like I manifested all of this through this painting. So this is my junior year of high school, mind you, and I'm in art class, and I was always into space for some reason. Like I was really good at painting galaxies. So one day, I'm painting. I got this idea of I want like a astronaut floating in space with piano keys leading up to a house that's just all white. It's not filled in yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I painted it and everything. And then over time, I started to realize like, okay, piano keys, astronaut. I'm searching for like something like all this. I think I manifested my manager in my career in that aspect with like music. And that's before I even did anything. You know what I mean?
Okay, yep.
I've painted like this incredible painting, and like the planets were marbles, and like just like the dimensions of everything, and like the placements and the colors, like, and the way the piano keys like swirl in. And then, like I said, the house is just white. It's not colored in because it hasn't been created yet. I'm searching for that, which I think the house was music, you know? And then like the piano keys was me finding my path into music. And then the astronaut was me trying to like figure out where am I, you know, what am I gonna do? And then like, so I feel like, and then meeting SP like later, I find out he's like a pianist. I was like, hold on, like I painted all of this like
Wow.
in my junior year of high school, and I eventually like gifted the painting to him because I was like, I feel like you're supposed to have this, like it's crazy. Yeah, I was like, I don't think this was necessarily for me to have. Like I might have created it, but I was like, I think this goes to.
It was blank before you started to just do
It was blank.
what you did.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it was just an idea. It's just something I wanted to do. And I had no idea I was ever going to come into music or do any of this. I had no clue.
That's beyond me.
It was on accident.
That's beyond me.
No clue though. I feel like you had an idea that you knew that you were destined
She
for
didn't know
something.
this man was a Stevie Wonder in pianos.
But I knew she
Nah, I
was.
didn't
I had a feeling she knew she was destined though.
No, I always
Look,
knew
that's
I
the
was
painting right
destined.
there. Look.
Yeah.
That's the painting right there.
Yeah, that's the painting.
Let me see.
That's actually a detailed painting. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
cap.
Yeah.
No, it's a real. She's a real painter.
Yeah.
She's a
check
real
it out.
painter. I ain't gonna lie. See, I might need something done. Wow, man.
And I'm like a kid doing that, you know?
Jeez. Junior year?
Junior year.
Wow. You got skills, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Thank you.
This
Yeah.
is paint.
Yes.
And
Acrylic paint. Acrylic paint.
Oh my god.
I even have pictures of like the starting process. Like you can see the space
Only
and
'cause
then
it's a
like
phone, I'ma
circles of
hold it.
marbles before they're done, and then like the drawing of the piano keys. Like,
Wow, that's crazy.
yeah.
Y'all see the vibe.
Y'all see it. Y'all see
Y'all
it.
see the vibe.
You gotta get it clear. That's the HD right
Yeah. So like, I don't know, like that painting, like it just stood out to me. I was like, I did something here, but I didn't realize until later on, you know, getting to where I was with the music and starting to create the music I was like, and then my mom really just wanted to point it out to me. She's like, I think you manifested this. I think you did. I was like, what are you talking about?
When you said she was the one that pointed it out
She
to you.
pointed it out to me.
That's what I'm
She was
talking
like, I
about.
think you manifested all of
See,
this.
now
And I
that's
was like,
deep.
what?
That's another star that aligned. Like you
Yeah.
didn't even bring it up to your realization.
Mhm.
That's a trip.
Yeah, and see, that's why well, there's no accidents really. I use that as, for like lack of a better word. But I feel like it's like an accident. Like I didn't mean to paint this. I didn't mean to write a song that was going to be a good song. It was like the intention behind it wasn't to really go where I'm going. It was
Yeah.
just to express myself.
Right.
Y'all better hop on board, man, because your manifestation is going to happen regardless.
crazy,
So if
yeah.
y'all not sitting here and streaming and saying that you know S.I.A.T regardless,
That's
you're
a
lost.
fact.
You're lost.
That's a
I just, you know what I'm
fact.
saying? But like real life though, at the end of the day, that needs to be emphasized. 'Cause
Thank you.
if you cannot plan something and have it work out to the most positive, direction, that, you know what I'm saying?
And not saying like everything I try works out, just the things that when I'm like vibrating at my highest level and really being in tune with myself, my creative self, like that's when stuff works out.
Mm.
Like I don't just like, wake up and do something like it's like great, it's gravy. Like, nah, I have to like put the intention behind it, even if I know what the intention's going to turn out to be.
That's exactly kind of the question I had and wanted to go into, like adversity.
Mhm.
When it approaches, how do you deal with it? Is it you know what I'm saying?
Like
like-
dealing with like troubles, like in
Yeah,
things?
yeah. Every day, life throws a rock at you. You know what I mean? For sure, every day there's always a trial and tribulation to go through. There's them peaks and valleys. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, I take it in stride, Like I don't believe anything stays an issue for very long. Like I guess I'm optimistic to a fault sometimes. Like I'll really just believe like it's gonna be good.
Mm.
I just got my car broke down, but it's all right. I'm gonna figure it out.
There you go.
Like having that mindset, it kind of like it helps. And sometimes maybe I can be like a blind optimist, but I would rather, think everything's gonna work out than sit there and be like, no, it's bad. Everything's
Mhm.
bad. Like
Mhm.
even if like in that moment, like it doesn't work out exactly how I want it to, it's going to work out eventually. It has to.
Has
right?
to.
It has to.
Has
Expect
to.
the best. I'm not saying you anticipate,
Mhm.
but anticipate the worst.
Yeah. I kind of like, I know it's there, But I try not to like focus on it. Like I'm not perfect, I have my days, but I don't try to make it like the focus to everything. So
Take a shot.
I got you.
Is that what you sitting there? Is that what you pointed at?
No,
It was damn near
it
about to
was
tip. It
falling.
was
I
damn
got
near
you.
telling me it was damn near to pour up.
See, I got one too.
Oh, I took mine.
You took
Cap.
it?
I did.
All right, it's
What the
time for
fuck?
another
I'm
one
sorry.
then. We done- we
Oh,
halfway
all
through.
right. Yeah,
Come
we're
on.
gonna do one more.
Where we at, Ina?
Oh, since we're taking a little break, I wanted to show you guys something. So,
Oh, yeah.
I had a show today, and it's my first time making immersion things. So I made some like stuff for you.
Oh, what?
Well, I
Stop
made it,
playing.
and then I wanted to share with you guys as well.
What?
And then,
What is
like,
this?
I know y'all like to smoke, so I got.
Oh,
some
you
of
know we
these.
need
These
that
are some rolling
dro.
papers.
I see the
What?
vibes.
You got the rolling papers too? No, you got the
Custom.
C.I.A.T rolling
Custom
papers?
rolling papers. They're aired
Oh,
out.
you know I'm rolling up this next, bro. You know you need them.
Yeah, then
Jake-
check out what's in there.
Check out
So
what's
yeah,
in
the
there.
bag.
Stay
That's
my
just the
lane.
bag. Yep, stay in my
Y'all
lane.
see the vibes, man.
Oh,
First
see,
guest
I
to
go
give it some
crazy.
gifts,
Man.
man. Hey, name a guest that gave it some gifts,
Come
man.
on. We got stickers.
Yeah, we got
come
custom
on,
art.
Bruh.
Shout out Braca Monster.
Wow.
He makes all
Hell
of my
yeah.
art. Braca, shout out
Wow.
Braca. He makes all the art. He's
Look.
incredible.
Sorry, guys.
Bruh.
Sorry,
Yep.
guys. Hey,
That-
go to
that is
YouTube
something-
if you really want to see it. Uh-huh.
Yep.
That is something I want to get into. See, what's the anime?
I love anime.
What is it? What,
I
what,
love
I
it.
mean, like,
That
talk to me,
anime,
what-
well, the artist made it, but I also sent him some stuff. I'm inspired a lot by Samurai Champloo. And
Okay.
what was the other one? Man, I would blank on it right now. I'm gonna go with Samurai Champloo.
But
for
that's
now.
not the only
But
thing I've
that's,
seen
like,
of
the
yours
vibe.
that's anime.
I'm a big anime fan.
Yeah.
And my artist, he's really into like comics
Mhm.
and stuff like that, but he loves my input. So I will tell him about like different animes, or he'll ask me to send him like a mood board. I'll send him a mood board of like all the different stuff. Yeah, you got a bunch of stuff in there.
I'm excited.
Oh, and
now.
make sure you take the protective lining off those, and they'll be all
Oh, yeah, we
shiny
got
and
keychains
beautiful.
too,
You got
Cuddy?
keychains?
Oh, stop
You got
playing,
some
I'm
too?
at it. Hell yeah.
Wait.
For sure,
Jonah
for
talked
sure.
about it, but I really got to emphasize. She really got rolling papers, y'all.
Open
You know what I'm
them.
saying?
Roll
Bro,
it.
Smoke don't even got these,
Hey,
man. What is
we
going
might
on?
do, we got
Hey,
to do
tree
it.
in the back if you want
We don't even got these. Thank you,
You're welcome. Open it. Open it.
Really?
You just gotta check it out. It's a
Sorry
little,
about that.
it's a little
Hell
surprise.
yeah,
Right,
appreciate
nice
you
surprise.
for real.
You know what I'm saying? First get. Oh my god, dude. Okay, I want to open up the right way. That's the only
Go
thing.
ahead.
All right, so got you.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
lit.
got you right here. Bam, open.
Oh, we got. Tell me we got filters too.
We got filters. And
Yeah.
they're
Tell me we
fucking
got
And they're
enough
purple.
How
filters
did you
too.
get purple joints?
I got it like that. No, I'm playing.
Ah.
I found a website that was sent to me by Braca.
Y'all
Shout out
gonna
Braca
see
again.
me smoking
Yeah.
these things. Y'all gonna know, you know what I'm saying? These are S.I.A.T rolling papers.
Yes.
Bro, bro.
The first of their kind.
So, do you know the unorthodox style that you guys are coming with? Like, are you from like? Is this something that you're like observant of? Like, I know I'm doing it differently from everybody else.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's painfully obvious.
It's painfully obvious, yeah.
I can't get away from it. You know,
Yeah.
it's like it's very clear, which makes it like even that much more exciting. It makes me feel like we're really doing something. Like
Mhm.
people need this type of music right now. People need more positive outlets and different things like that, because it not necessarily does all of the music right now have that. Not to say that there isn't some, but like I think it's lacking in some aspects of what like, because music, like if you go back to like, you know, I don't know if it's necessarily ancient times, but music was used to heal. Different frequencies was used for different things. Like
What?
frequency.
the Egyptians was using like different
Rhythm.
instruments to heal different stuff and like use the vibration to do different things, right? And when you put different frequencies and things into music and your message and your intention behind it, like it does something to you. That's what you ever heard like a song that's like, I don't know what it is about it. It does something. I'll take one hit.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, it does something to you, you know?
Who'd have thought about that? Like, you know.
So I think like it's support.
I know it's not a wood. I know you be fucking on with the
Nah,
woods.
I like
You know
the
what I'm saying? But
papers.
we've been on the
Yeah.
papers lately.
Took a break on the woods.
Your cup.
Okay.
We gotta take a shot, G.
Since I'm already doing it, your cup, if y'all got a cup.
Come on, let's pour up. Email, take
Hey,
one too.
everybody.
Hey, kid over here. I hope you say something with me over here.
He said, I need the shot.
Out.
Look.
Nah, man.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Oh, you want some of the smoke? I got you. It's good. It's good.
Got you too. Pour me up, pour me up. We pouring up
Y'all know the
shots,
vibes. You
y'all.
go to Blowing Smoke
If
Podcast,
y'all on
you know
the
what I'm saying?
if y'all on the road, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. But if you're at home, you toking up, you pouring up your shots with us, bro. You already know we taking this shot with S.I.A.T and the gang. Stop playing with them.
Look, cheers to everybody.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, G. It's been a hell of a day, man. We appreciate you.
Emilio.
Yeah.
Shout out to my dog.
Cheers.
Email the road dog. I ain't gonna cap, man. Hey, everybody, if you take a shot if you're not driving.
Don't
If
laugh
you're
at
not
me.
driving. What happened?
At least I didn't do that.
What happened, G? Damn, I got hiccups and shit too.
Man, why you getting on him?
Hold on.
Breathe,
We're gonna
breathe,
catch back.
nephew,
We're gonna
breathe.
get. We're gonna get back.
I just took a shot with a shot.
Ah!
What the fuck was that, dude?
Ooh.
Quick
I
burp.
thought this was water, man.
Oh, you're done.
What the fuck?
You're done.
Shot with a
You
shot.
chase a shot with a shot. Oh, no wonder you was going through it. Ah, man, I'm sorry.
S.I.A.T, please. I know you have, like you said, some
Episode
followers.
still going?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm capped.
Some fans.
Mhm.
What can we look forward to at the end of 2022, going into 2023? What's next? You know what I mean?
Well, we got some pretty big things that like possibly are going to be like coming into fruition. We've been contacted by a lot of like really awesome like labels and big names, big things that are like looking at little old me. So I think in the so in the very near future, I think there's going to be some really big things happening. I think a lot more shows, a lot more like kind of like hopefully I want to get into like different vlogs and live performances and different things like that. I'm really expanding the creative reach, and I think we'll have like the outlet and the means to do that. And like as much as I love being a barber, and I love doing y'all hair. Any of my clients are watching this, I love y'all. But
They're gonna be
it's
sick when you leave.
I know they every time they come in, they're like, "Have you moved to LA?
You gonna
moved to
cut
LA
my
yet?"
hair when you?
Yeah, they'd be like, I'm gonna have to get a flight out there. I'm like, if I'm there,
I'm gonna be moving and grooving.
Right,
We
I
city
don't know
to
where I'm gonna
city.
be. But I'm hoping like it'd be a dream to like be able to just really focus, because like it took me a minute to get to the state that I'm at. Like I had to go
That's
through
dope.
some stuff. I didn't always take it as seriously as I should have, and now that like I see it in a new light because I'm putting in that effort. And it's like when you try something and then you're rewarded. Let me go back a little bit. So being a natural artist and being just naturally good at stuff, I take a lot of things for granted. Used to. I'm gonna say used to because I'm a changed woman. So I would take a lot of things for granted.
Oh, my mama.
I didn't really appreciate it because it came so easy to me. I was just like, I'll just do it. And then eventually, like my manager put it, my ceiling of which my art, like in my talent, was very high from the beginning. So I was already like killing it, right? And like from where I was starting out, I was technically killing it. Like writing my first song, doing all this, and then being able to like have that talent, that understanding of music like that. Like in the eyes of a lot of people, like I said, I shouldn't be able to do that. Like that shouldn't happen.
Mhm.
So my ceiling was set pretty high. Then eventually I hit the ceiling, And then I had to be like, okay, fuck, I gotta try. I gotta do some stuff. So that was kind of like a reality check. I was like,
Right.
okay,
I
I don't get
that.
to just wing it anymore. Like now there becomes like a process to it and like a different level of understanding. So like going into that, like it made like me really appreciate where I'm at, like doing things now. Because
Right.
like I didn't always like see it in that light.
You're not
You know?
appreciating the moment at that point.
Exactly. So like once I understood that like, I'm not gonna be able to just kind of just do what I want, it brought like a new level of like gratitude to everything that I'm doing and like
Right.
the foundation of it. Cause like now like I see when I try and do different stuff and I put the effort into it, it feels way more rewarding than just being like, I just did it real quick. Like it's a different understanding.
You actually put your actual time, dedication, hard on thought process. You know that you did this.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, like that work. It's like, and it's the same with like going to work. And then like, I wasn't always good at hair. Like when I first started braiding, I was not a very good braider, but I just kept trying. Eventually, like I said, I look at little details. I was wondering like, why am I braiding wrong? And then I looked at a video and I was like, oh, I'm not putting this under this. That's what's going on. So then like, when like you try something for so long and you sleep on it, then all of a sudden it just clicks. Like something in your brain just said, like experiencing that, it makes it like, whoa, like it's a game changer. So that's kind of like how it feels with everything that I'm doing. Like things are just clicking because they make sense now because I'm putting in the work and I'm like, it's just different.
Correct. Like I feel like everybody says like It's for lack of words or lack of sentences, whenever they say, "Oh man, did you know you're gonna be famous?" They'd be like, "Yeah, because I've always dreamed it and I envisioned myself. I prepared myself to be able to be in these."
fucking work.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Put in the.
Yeah.
I didn't mean you knew he was gonna be famous. We just didn't have a date on it.
She
You know
was
what I'm
doing.
saying?
Right.
She was
I knew I
putting
was
in the
gonna do
work as a
something.
barber.
Right.
You made sure you was the best barber, just like you're gonna make sure you're the best artist.
And see, now I feel that way. Now I wake up and I'm like, like I had an epiphany the other day. Like I was singing and my throat was tight. And I was like, I don't understand. So I spent the next like 10 minutes looking up videos. I'm like, oh, it's called like a soft palate. I need a taller soft palate. I need to like open my throat up and like do different things that I didn't even like think about.
No,
And like I
seriously,
remember I texted
seriously.
my manager and I was like, yeah, my soft palate. And he was like, yeah, if you would have just, started doing this, you would have been here a long time ago. I was like, dang. I was like, I get it. Okay, I'm sorry.
Like, you did not have to say or send that text. You did not have to.
To him, he's like,
It's good though.
I've been saying this.
Fuck.
I'm
No,
like,
but
well,
now we gonna
I gotta
keep it
share
going.
this. Yeah, I'm with you now. Is how I was like, I get it.
How do you feel? Because you're explaining the avenues that you take into whatever I'm trying. Not even John. This shot. God damn. This
This that after conversation.
Nah,
that we
man,
were supposed to go into.
my chaser was a shot, man. Like, fuck, bro. You seen the weekend, right? You seen the weekend lost his voice. And when he was doing the concert he
In
was
LA,
getting ready to go
yeah,
out. He
yeah,
said
yeah.
he lost his voice. So I'm saying to you that with the precautions that you're taking as far as everything you're doing to try and make sure your vocals are okay.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do in situations where let's just say you're just sick? What are you gonna do as far as like making sure like, okay, let me try and make sure that I can get my tonage right. Let's just say for a studio.
Well, so I mean that would have to really vary because at the end of the day, if I'm sick, I'm not going to be able to have the muscle control I'm supposed to have. So that would cause voice problems later. That would cause damage. So then I would have to make, well, of course, it's like, I'm sure my manager would tell me before I'm even going to say anything. It would be like an executive decision to be like, hey, like, we're not recording right now. Because sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No.
But being able to like progress later is more important than messing up right now.
Right. Right.
Messing up. Because I love to dissect, and I'm pretty sure you got more to go. When you say messing up, would that be what? Because there's artists that's watching this right now, like, and they might not be taking the avenues that they're doing seriously. So they get sick, and they really want to take themselves serious. And manager might say, "Don't stretch the throat." Pause. What does that mean?
By like messing up? I mean, I wouldn't want to mess up my throat.
Yeah.
Like going into, is that what you mean?
Yes.
Like, okay, yeah, I wouldn't want to mess up my throat is what I mean. Not necessarily messing up the song. Because who knows, like maybe I'm rapping, right?
Right.
Having that little rasp might work for that. So it really, really depends. But if I'm coming in and I have to be singing this soft, airy, beautiful, I can't go do that with a throat like that. Like that's gonna cause more frustration than anything.
You brought up the weekend though. I feel like Cash, his manager, took the executive decision to be like, look, bro, I feel like a viral moment right now is not what we need. No. We're doing great on this tour. Let's just call it quits on this one. You know what I mean? Let's go to the next one.
Shout out to the manager SP because he would be the one to do that.
You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
and if my fans would allow it, I'm like, can I just dance?
What's another like breakdown to like actually like taking precautions just into your singing? Like I hear people gargle with honey or whatever. What are actual legit things to be able to enhance a vocal cord, enhance a note for people that are listening? Like seriously.
Well, for one, anytime I have like any type of performance, because technically being in the studio, it is a performance, right? So it's like a precaution I would take for that is like, okay, I'm gonna drink tea. I'm not smoking probably weeks before I go do this. Even if it's papers, Reason being because it's harsh on the throat regardless. We hold weed in. You don't just blow it right out, And like inhaling that smoke, like who's to say that won't be detrimental later on, even if it's only a little bit. It's just like there's certain like things you have to do and like, take into consideration that you might have to sacrifice that, even if you like it. So that's one of the things I do. Another thing I do is like I make sure I exercise. And that's newer. Like I make sure cardio is important and like breath control.
Oh, actual exercise.
So that's why the 10,000 steps a day. Even if like sometimes I can't get up and do my run, I make sure I'm hitting, if not 10,000, 8,000. those steps and just like the energy and all that. Like you have to be able to control that and different things like that. So
Are you
that's
s-
another thing.
Is there a singing exercise that you're practicing?
Oh yeah. I do like different warm ups. Actually, I was doing this one warm up where you say like, it's funny. Mommy made me match my M&Ms. Mommy made me match my M&Ms. Yeah,
Got
like
you.
that. Cause it like, so I was doing that, and actually my mom came into like the garage. Cause I be practicing in my garage, and she was laughing at me. But like, those are like some vocal warm ups. I warm up for at least 10 minutes before I even try to practice. Cause like you have to, like, you gotta get. It's like stretching before you go like lift weights. Like you have to like prepare yourself first,
Definitely.
or you could hurt yourself, you know? And that's where like the tight throat comes in. And like, honestly, it's laziness for one. I gotta admit, I hate the word lazy because I don't like to be called lazy, but I do be lazy.
It was
Sometimes.
created for a reason, though.
You feel me? So when you're not engaging everything, like with singing, I'm learning because I'm still learning. Like, you know, like I said, I'm not from music. I didn't grow up in choir. Like I just tried this one day and my voice happens to be cute. Like,
Say that.
okay, but I have to actually learn how to sing. That's only gonna get me so far. That's that ceiling. So like there's things that I have to practice and things like that. So like it took me a minute to like go from, you know, just trying stuff out and then like, okay, I need vocal practice, I need vocal warm up, I need like these different things to kind of like make sure that when I go in to sing these notes, I'm remembering. I do my scales, like, you know, singing like scales and different things like that to understand notes, because like SP does a really good job at like just like this performance I just had in SAC, which is where, you know, the awesome merch came from.
Yeah.
I had to like sing scales that were in the same scale as my songs so that I can match and be like, okay, this note is the same note as this. Like, stay in my lane. That might be a note in like, I don't know, the highest one that I'm doing right now is like in the F scale. Is it, what is it? F sharp minor.
That's the
F-sharp
note that you're
minor.
hitting.
It's, well, there's multiple notes within the scale that are in the F scale.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's like,
Sharp.
there's like seven of them. So like there's within like a note, you have different things in them. That's how like people, like I learned this and I was like dumbfounded. That's how you can make harmonies. Because if you pick one harmony, there's one above and below it that you have to choose from. Or like you don't have to, but like it makes
To
the
make
most
it sound.
sense to make it sound good. So like understanding those scales now,
It's crazy, man.
it's crazy. Like I didn't really appreciate scales, and then now that I do them, like I can. It's almost like becoming muscle memory. I can hear them in my head. I'll be like, oh, that's F. Like I know that, and I know like, oh, that's A. That's lower. Like different things like that.
Piggybacking on what we said earlier today, when you said you didn't really understand how to, you didn't understand how to read music when you did the
Yeah,
trumpet.
I could not read music,
Right.
but not me not say could not. I didn't want to. I don't know. I
As you
just
can
didn't.
now.
I mean, I still won't say I can read it, but I can hear it. I can kind of like tell. I mean, I'm not super good to the point where I can hear something right away and be like, this is this. But I'll hear something, I'm like, okay, this reminds me of this. Am I in the ballpark? Like, you know, and usually I kind of
You're
am.
able to hear a note and hit a note. That makes sense.
Yeah. If I hear the note, I can hit it. I can
So
repeat
see,
it.
I can really
notes.
sing.
Recite,
Yes.
yep.
Well, no, listen.
Hey,
It
That's
depends.
low-key what she
Look,
just said she
yeah.
can do.
Listen.
That's low-key. Nah.
I'm starting to understand it. There's certain things like best way I explain like what I am is I'm really an artist right now. I'm working on my craft. I couldn't go on American Idol right now and go freaking kill it, but I can go make a bomb ass song. You know what I mean? So it's like singing has different levels. There's so much that goes into it. Like you have to, for one, singers that can just sing off the bat and like go and flow and everything, they have an understanding of notes and where to go. That's why they don't mess up on their runs and do different things, because it's scales, it's practice, it's things like that. You're able to be like, okay, I'm here, I'm gonna go here type thing. So I'm still learning that. Like I have a lot of songs that like we're working on that like singing them, like, yeah, I can sing, but like that doesn't mean I can sing every single song. You know what I mean?
You gotta play
Like,
the melody. You gotta play
yeah,
the note.
like there's some
Find
things
the
that like
rhythm.
I would have to practice or different things like that, or they're just not in my register that I'm at this moment or whatever creative space I'm in. Cause like, you know, we got like a lot of like other stuff we work on. Like a lot of the songs that like we're doing, like I'm singing a lot in them and I'm becoming very, very, very dynamic, but they're my songs and they're in how I know how to do it. And there's some singers that can sing anything. Like it don't matter. They just sing it because they can sing. That's like, and they probably been doing it since they was a kid. You know, I haven't been doing it since I was a kid.
Right.
I started doing this in 2018.
I'm listening.
That's it.
No,
you know,
it's quick.
so I'm learning.
Is that
I'm
freshman
learning.
and sophomore year? Email? Freshman? Sophomore.
2018.
Is she
I
Sophomore.
was out of school.
She saw.
at
No,
that
I'm
point.
saying like in
Oh.
the game. She sophomore.
Thank you.
how,
Sophomore.
My
She's
fault.
sophomore.
I'm like,
how opposed
I
are
was
you
not in
to
school.
how opposed are you to ghostwriting? Ghostwriters. Yeah.
I don't have any ghostwriters.
How opposed are you to them?
Oh, how opposed. I'm sorry. I thought you said how close. I was like, I ain't got
Like, hold
Shout
on.
out.
That's
She
my
read
fault.
Hey, she writing all her
facts,
shit.
I don't have
facts.
no ghostwriter.
That's
Either
really
I
good.
write it or like it'll be a collaborative effort with SP&I because he's also like an executive producer.
Shout out.
Like, you know, because
Shout
he
out.
knows way more than I do. So, but I'm like, I'm working on getting to understand at least half the shit, you know, until I can understand more.
Yeah.
So it's like, we do a lot of stuff together, which is awesome because we have different takes. Like, he's like kind of more old school. Like, he was around in a different generation. So the music he was listening to versus what I'm listening to.
SP,
And
how old are
then what
you?
I'm able to do.
How old are you? 36.
God damn.
Hey, nigga, chill.
Damn.
Man, get off my
Damn.
phone.
Damn.
God damn.
He's
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, that's the perfect blend though. It's that perfect mixture.
So
you
it's
know
like
what I mean?
mixing what like he's has under his belt and then mixing what I have and like putting them together. Cause like my style is like it's very me. Like I don't know. I just
You're
did
different.
It.
You're
I just did it.
It's that mixture. It's that like Erica Badu is your number one.
I love her.
So it's like her.
Bet you can't call
It's
my phone.
advanced. It's too much. You know what I'm talking about? Like
You know?
it's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
she's the best.
like it's it was advanced for her time. So you know what I mean? So
No,
it
in
was
her
like,
time, she was like a phenomenon. Like,
exactly.
who is this woman? Even when
Right.
I first heard her, I was like, ain't no way. Who is this?
Right.
Like, I remember the first song I heard, I believe it was On and On. I can't remember the name exactly right now. But I
ain't
love
gonna
that song.
lie,
I believe it's
bro.
called On and On, honestly. But like that was the
Ooh,
first
hold
one I
on.
heard, and I was like, whoa, like there's just something about and like understand this, like I said, I didn't come from music, but I'm able to hear and be like, there's something about what she's doing. The harmonies, the melodies, like her choice of words, the pronunciation, the placement. Because I come from detail-oriented stuff, I'm able to pick those things out and be like, whoa, this, and this is like really intriguing me
I
right
could
now.
use this.
I like this. Yeah, I'll be like, I like this certain stuff. So like being able to like hear that and like do that, like choosing like certain artists, like it's important, you know? And it shapes your style.
Yeah.
Even though like I would say, although like I do show love and like appreciation and like kind of like not necessarily imitate, but I'm inspired by other people's styles, I still have my own way of doing things. Then mixed with SP's way of doing things and then like putting it together, it's like, whoa. Like it's crazy. Like we're a really dope duo, you know?
I feel like we could just keep diving in, Emil. Just keep diving in. It's
24-hour
it's
episode
our
on
last,
the way.
It's our last one of the night. We killing, you know what I'm saying? Let's just
Yeah, look.
Let's just
SB,
get.
hey, if you can, you know, just say if you want to say what's up.
good?
Is that possible? You want to, pop
say
in,
what's
say what's
up.
up. Just pop in, pop out type thing.
Yeah, just go
Let the people know because we've
it's
been
okay, come
name
on right there.
dropping SP this whole time. Without SP, you know what I'm saying, this probably whole thing
Then?
wouldn't even been able to be finessed. So
He believed in me from like day one, and then like look, we're here. So it's like
we just
awesome.
wanted to make sure we give a big recognition to SP because, like, you know what I'm saying, that's what I wanted to do.
Show him the beanie. Show him the beanie. What'd I say? SP that be the
Oh,
go.
yeah,
SP to go.
Mike,
Okay, yeah, SP to go. There you can see the
Look.
beanie right there. Yeah.
SP.
Nah, y'all
SP
got
that
one
be
on
the
y'all
goat.
hands right here, man. She's
It's the tag.
she's the future, man. And another thing is too, having very big people in the industry are into her and making the claims. You get what I'm saying? So that's another thing. So it's not just what we believe or what other fans may believe. It's about what, like I said, people we all know in the industry. We're not gonna name drop or nothing like that because we
Facts.
are being sought out by a lot of labels and stuff like that.
That's respect.
They are very big on her right now.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Very, very great.
Facts.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all.
You already
Y'all
know
got-
it's love, Bob.
The groundwork that you
bro.
put in, SP, man. Oh, wait.
Oh, no, I was going just in case y'all had any questions or not. I want to just walk.
Oh,
around.
I mean, not too much.
Nah, I think we damn near about to run this back. Like I
The
said,
actual individual.
I ain't gonna lie,
yeah.
the content's not gonna stop here. SP, I ain't gonna lie. Like we could damn near run this back in the studio when you damn near cooking up. You know what I'm saying? You know, doing
Yup.
some shit. You know what I
Do
mean?
some dope stuff.
Like on some cool shit.
I'm
like,
telling you, he's not like a regular pianist. This man can play like Chopin off the top of his head. He'd be like, "Oh, you want a nocturne?" And like he just goes like it's.
SP needs his own episode.
Yes.
Say that again.
Facts.
SP needs his own episode.
Okay, I just want to
Facts.
make sure you said that. Bam. Okay, so now you see.
Very dope. He's doing like a lot of people like have not. They don't deep dive into the artistry and the music like he does. Like he showed me how to appreciate because he's dead ass. He's serious. I didn't know that coming into it. So now I'm like, well, I'm just gonna do whatever. And he's like, no, you're done. You do this. This
No.
is music. Yeah.
He knows though.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
through the conversation,
It's
I feel like I've
experience.
noticed is like he didn't just give it to you.
No.
It was like
It was over time.
You like he made that beat for Chris Brown vibe, whatever it may have been, right? It wasn't for you.
No.
You took your challenge.
I considered it was for me.
Yeah, exactly.
I decided that.
Right.
I
Say
stole
that.
it. I
Right.
stole it.
My beat now.
I did. But I'm telling you, I genuinely. It's funny because like sometimes I'm like kind of one ear and out the other. That's the spacing out part. But then I think about it later type thing I was talking about. I didn't hear this beat is for someone else. I heard, oh, I was gonna give this to Chris Brown, but this is what you're supposed to be doing. I was like, okay, bet.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Like say less. That's how I felt.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you good.
I don't say just to be able to hear that and be able to articulate and apply that. That takes another profession as well too.
Thanks.
So
I'm lost, bro. I'm lost in the sauce. I'm just enjoying the vibe. I ain't gonna lie.
it's your boy Jay.
You can start out this motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie, because you know the conversation gonna keep going, bro. See, I stuck in a tree. Keep doing you, bro.
Thank you.
You know, I'm my mama. Like your vibe.
Facts.
I gotta shout out the homie Chops. Real OG, real hood motherfucker. Talking about S.I.A.T to go. I'm
The
not-
Ram.
like,
You told me
I
I'm the
really,
Ram.
I really
S.I.A.T.
fuck
the
with
Ram.
S.I.A.T. Like,
Yeah, I was like,
real out here in
Chops is a
Stockton. Like,
real
real,
big ass,
real,
like,
real boy out here in
like,
Stockton. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out Chops.
Listening to Stuck in the
Like,
Tree.
Stuck in the Tree really got it. I slap her all the time. Like, bro, stop playing with me, bro.
You know what's
We're not
funny?
capping. Not cap.
Yeah. You know
know
what's
so
funny?
much.
I was doing a little local show in SAC one time. This was before like I was really like doing like for real shows. I was just trying to perform. There's like this one guy, his name is Rocka. Shout out Rocker. He's like he's very popular in SAC. He's cool. Big ass dude, like doing all this, singing my song, "What You Do,"
Lace
talk
flare
about
up.
your vibe like some. I think I'll save it for a rainy day. He over there singing it, and this man like 9 feet. I'm like, yo, you like this? You know? He knew the words. He
It's a
was like
vibe
singing
for
to me. I
real.
was like, ain't no way.
That's how you know.
Yeah.
Again, you doing something right.
Right. And when I
Again.
started making music, I always said, like, no, I want to make timeless music. I want to make beautiful, sweet, feel-good music. This is what I want to do. This is who I am. And like, although my style has like developed, I'm not going to say necessarily changed because I didn't know nothing. And then now I know all these things. So I'm able to like strategically write songs. So like, I grew into myself as an artist. And so my music, you know, is way more deep and has different things and like dynamics and stuff like that and like progression. So when I was starting out, I just knew like I wanted to make sweet music. Like we need it because that's what I needed. I started out making music for myself until I realized it was bigger than me. And like, you know, it just blossomed from there. And then seeing him do that, because at first when I was making my music, I was like, I don't think they're going to like this. Like they can't shake their ass to this. They don't want this, right? And then I see Rocco over here like, I was like, okay, I'm doing something.
Man, see,
Yeah, it was cool.
you got something for real.
Yeah, that stood out to me. I was like, I'm doing something.
If you ever need any type of thing in your future, come back to the Blowing Smoke podcast. I'm gonna say this on camera. We got you.
I
At the end of the
appreciate it.
day, you still local, so we really got you.
I
We
appreciate
taking
it.
Just say that
shots.
on
We
camera.
still on.
I'll take
bruh.
one
SP,
more.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Malik, you know what I'm saying?
We got another bottle over
Thank
there
you.
too. That was a little bottle.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Is that the empty bottle?
That's the
Oh
empty.
fuck!
He said that's the empty bottle.
Get another one.
We putting dents and bottles out here, y'all. This is what we do. But
That's too funny.
see, if there's anything that you want to say to your new listeners, anything you got coming out, or just where they can find you at type thing. So,
Well, like I said, you know, we got some big things coming, so stay tuned right now. Probably a little bit till we drop some new music, but when we do, you're gonna want to stay tuned. And also, you know, like I said, S.I.A.T. I know this says S.I.A.T. because you know S.I.A.T. but S.I.A.T. Stuck in a Tree, all platforms. You can find me on there. Anywhere you go, it's pretty simple.
On my granddaddy daughter, motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, bro. Stop playing with him.
It's a whole lot of gang stuff going on, but it's
Stop
just
playing
Bone Smoke
with him.
podcast y'all listen to. It's your
Man,
boy JG, y'all.
you already know it's Jay Jonah and we in this
Hey.
motherfucker, bruh.
Big S.I.A.T.
Big
Senpai
S-
S.I.A.T.
Hell yeah.
We about this thing, bruh. And
What is it, JG? Talk to him.
I ain't gonna cap, man.
What is it, JG? Talk to him.
If you ain't yet, like really, like just you know what I'm saying, like just you know what I'm saying, go to YouTube real quick, cause like this is gonna be more visual when you know what I'm saying once you see it. But to the people and the listeners, I mean to the and to the people listening to it in the car, turn your speakers down, because at the end of the day, you know what this is. This is blowing smoke.
Yo, you ain't a singer?
Monumental.
I'll take my job.